So a really nice Microsoft breakout trade here this morning. Was looking for a breakout through 327. We got a nice break, close and hold on volume, and then got a nice little pullback and consolidation into that zone. After a few little inside bars, a little bit of consolidation, ended up getting a really nice risk reward ratio up towards sort of that 329, and then ended up getting follow through, or ended up cutting my trade, I should say, at 329.55. So a little bit over $2 a share here on this trade. Maybe could have held this out for a little bit more as it hit almost 333 later in the morning. But ultimately really happy with my process. Didn't let this thing run. Kind of a sloppy entry, kind of a bit of a FOMO entry. Kind of could have got maybe 20 cents better. But ultimately really happy with this trade. So I hope you enjoy and learn a lot from this trade recap. All right, guys, I am in average price 327.40. So the reason I'm saying my entry was a little bit sloppy, a little bit FOMO, is I was watching the indexes here on my left-hand side, and I was seeing SPY running at this moment. So I had a really good risk-reward ratio, but I didn't want to basically miss this trade because I've been waiting, looking for a perfect opportunity for like 30 minutes and couldn't get something. So maybe a little bit early, like I probably should have bought this overreaction flush instead of immediately, which would have made this trade less stressful. See if they can go here. Yeah, maybe a little bit front running on my entry. Kind of felt like it was going to go. Now it's pulling back, right? It's going to be a little bit careful here. Stop loss is going to be like 327.90. Or sorry, 326.90. But indexes are cooperating, at least SPY is. So maybe I can get bailed out here a little bit. But I'd say a little bit early on my entry. Made this maybe a little bit harder than it needed to be. So that bounce basically off of that like 327.10 area. That should have been my perfect entry. So if I'm being really picky and I want to kind of improve my process, that's where I should have been looking for. So we had, two kind of candles where we saw sort of, that bounce already, right? That kind of first red candle and then that second green doji. So that should have been my entry spot. I got a little bit early there, a little bit front runny. Ultimately, the risk reward was okay. So I still was getting 1 to 3 risk reward, but I could have gotten better, right? I could have been risking basically 20 cents to make like $2, which would have made my margin for error pretty exceptional in this trade. So something I could have improved there. Ultimately, I got bailed out because the indexes were strong, but that's probably the one thing that I'm going to take from this trade. Okay, see if we can go here back above entry price. Let's see if we can get a bit of follow through. Up and over. SPY making higher highs. Oh, voice crack. SPY making higher highs. So let's see if that can push this thing higher. So again, good support from the indexes. But yeah, I think a little bit sloppy on my entry. Okay, let's see if we can go here. We got some nice separation. I hate waiting for stuff. Very impatient. All right, see if we can get it here, right? First profit target's going to be like 327.80-ish, right? Something along those lines. I don't like how long this is taking. Just to get some separation, right? So generally, my first profit target's always a 1R move away. You know, give or take on this trade, I was risking about 40 cents a share. So my profit target about 40 cents from my entry price. So scaled out at that area, you'll see in a few minutes. But that's generally how I'm always trying to get to that risk free, is once I'm up 1R. Four, 5, 7, 8 cents above entry price. I should have, you know, the entry should have been 327.20. Oh, I didn't have the patience for it. That's on me. So I definitely knew that I made a mistake on my entry timing here, which I think created a little bit more anxiety than I needed in this trade. Right? Generally, when I make a mistake on my entry or I make a mistake in my analysis, the thought that's running through my head in that context is, what else am I wrong on? So in this case, right, I maybe should have been a little bit more confident. I had a little bit more conviction in my thesis, because my thesis was really strong, even though my entry was a little bit front runny. So, you know, that's again, right, something that I maybe need to work on a little bit. Just have a bit more confidence that even though I can be a bit early, I can still be correct. I don't need to be perfect on every single sort of process. It can kind of be a general thing, not a all or nothing type thing. Okay, so we're trying to do better, a little bit better, a bit more separation here, right? 327.60. Like I said, profit target's going to be 327.80 if I can get it. So great. You can push here. Come on, push, push, push. Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy entry on this. And everything else is moving bar Microsoft. Funny how that goes. Theme of the week for me has been finding names, finding good setups, but not the setup that gives you the follow through. I'm finding the ones that are wins by a million paper cuts, not the nice follow through this week. You can get it. 30 cents from profit target. Not far by any means, but the longer it takes, the worse it feels, right? Because if I was wrong on my entry, what else was I wrong on? I wasn't wrong by a lot, right? I was wrong by 20 cents, maybe. But still wrong. Stop's fucking cruel. Okay, SPY just making new higher highs. Let's see if this thing can push. We haven't really gotten back over that 327.60, huh? Kind of been the high water mark since our entry. Q making higher highs, Tesla making higher highs, Apple making higher highs. Microsoft is stuck. Really annoying. Kind of part of me thinking that I should cut this. So yeah, I'm starting to like ignore or not trust my thesis here just because I was 20 cents off on my entry price, right? Like everything still here was pretty much perfect. So I think I was just kind of almost having like a self-fulfilling prophecy here, creating my own anxiety in this trade when I didn't need to do that. So that's something I'm going to try to be conscious of here going forward. Yeah, because I didn't need to have that extra stress there in that trade. Everything else was pretty much perfect. I was getting a good reaction. I didn't see strong bears, so no reason to be stressed out here. All right, see if we can go here. Come on, let's go. Seven, 4. There's 70. Okay, there's 80, guys. If I take some off here. There we go. Scaled out. Closed half of my position. Stop loss is now at my entry price. And let's see if this thing could give me some follow through high a day. Stop loss 327.40. Well, that was a nice surprise. All right, so let's see if this thing can keep going here. But nice scale out here. Great trade, everybody. Great trade. A little bit of a worker. A little bit of a worker. That's for sure. I'm actually going to close a little bit more here at this high a day just to get myself down to a nice round number here that I can kind of start to split up. So close some more off there at that 328.10. And then stop loss still is going to be at my entry price. See, there was ultimately nothing wrong there, right? It was just consolidation, and then we saw that nice big breakout through that 327.80. So I had nothing to be worried about. But, you know, when you make a little mistake, it just creates anxiety, which forces you or tricks you into making other mistakes later on. All right, let's see if this thing can keep getting us some follow through. Hopefully a few of you guys caught this trade as well. Not a ton of volume on that breakout. Maybe that's the one thing that's giving me a little bit of a pause. But if I can now hit that 329, I don't have anything to really be too concerned about. But good rip, everybody. Good rip. Made us work, though. Again, right? Slightly nervy on the entry. It was a level breakout, right, Fernando? So we were looking for a breakout through 327. We held that 327 area, acted as support. So then saw a bunch of inside bars, right? Consolidation. Consolidation at support. You're looking for a breakout play, right? So here's our level, 327. Here's that white line. Break, close, and hold on increasing volume. Weak pullback, continues to consolidate. So we're just looking for a move towards that next level. right? So the plan is always here, right? So you should be able to piece it together pretty easily, right? Just look at the levels, right? What's that line? Okay, that line's 327. What are we hanging out at, right? We're hanging out at 327. So we're looking for a breakout continuation, right? After a breakout, we're looking for a weak pullback, and we have to wait a little bit for that weak pullback, but ultimately, right, inside bars on decreasing volume tells us weak pullback, right? So I'm going to scale out a little bit more here, guys, at this 328.70. There we go. Stop loss now, my remainder is still going to be, we'll call it 328 now. Not going to give back too much here. Right, profitable traders are always scaling positions out on the way up, so I don't have to take off a huge chunk at that spot. But if I can keep trimming, right, keep kind of trimming as my P&L is increasing, then I kind of maximize my P&L potential on each trade. Yeah, great little follow through. So pretty good trade here, guys, right? Pretty good trade. So you can keep getting a bit of further follow through towards that sort of 329 area, but I'm at way less than half my position on this now, right? Half my original. I've got about 1/3 of my original position left, give or take. And well done, right? We got really rewarded for our patience. Hopefully you caught it as well, Brad. A little bit nervy on the entry, so apologies for that, guys. Apologies for maybe passing on the anxiety on that, so my bad. But happy with this trade, all things considered. Identified a good risk reward zone, saw the weakness, right? Entered it on that, but I could have been a little bit more patient there. And those trades where I'm not green right away always makes me wonder why. What else am I missing here, right? Especially when there was a little bit of compromises with the volume, right? Where the 15 min vol looked better than the 10 min. So, you know, maybe it gives you a bit of indication that, hey, I'm a little bit early on this, whatever you want to call it. Well, I'll take it. Got like almost $1.50 a share there, right? So that's not too shabby. SPY keeps making higher highs. QQQ keeps making higher highs. So seems like we're in a decent place. Stop loss is still 328. That hasn't changed. There goes Apple. I gotta say, it's a fantastic feeling when you're in a winning trade and then you see one of the leading names breaking out and making higher highs, right? Just kind of gives you further confirmation that this still has a little bit of further follow through. So, yeah, no complaints here, right? Risk free at this point, scaled up most of my position, just trying to see how far this lottery ticket can go. Might be getting a trendy here. Realistically, Apple, I'm not going to chase. It's probably a little bit extended for my eyes. Right, or at least I'd like to see maybe the same reaction like we got from Microsoft, right? Where it's like consolidating at that level and then it's kind of like a, almost like flag breakout, right? Consolidation breakout, whatever you want to call it. So I should offer a correction here. The fill I got on my last take profit was 328.64, not 328.70. Got a little bit of slippage on my profit. And I'll try to close half of what I have left here at that 329, if I can get it. And then I'll leave a pretty small chunk of what I'll have left. It'll be just like a couple lots at this point. All right, so we're creeping up to it, right? 12 cents away. So I'm going to close off, like I said, about half of what my position is here at that 329. We'll see if we can get it, right? We're close. 5 cents. 3 cents. Come on, go, 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 go. 2 cents. Any way? Are you kidding me? Stuck at it. Oh, fuck. There we go. Oh, I didn't get a fill. Okay, there we go. Got a fill at 329. So I got a really small chunk of my position left here. Stop loss on my remainder. Still going to remain at 328. And yeah, let's see, keep getting a bit of further follow through here, guys. But great trade on this. Really good patience. And yeah, let's even keep getting a bit more here, right? But awesome trade, everybody. Awesome trade. So, yeah, all things considered, right, really happy with how I managed this trade. I think I closed about 400 shares on that 329 breakout. So I had a really small chunk left here at this point. And yeah, up $1.60 a share. Really good follow through. Didn't have that much stress. I mean, just a little bit done with my entry, but no real complaints on this trade. What was I nervous for on my entry, huh? Why was I nervous, Nelly? Should have been more confident. So I'm gonna try to close everything off at 330 if I can get it. That'll be my final profit target on my remainder. And that'll be a great trade, right? Almost like $2.60 a share. Not too shabby. Well, let's see if we can get it. Hopefully a few of you guys are still in this and yeah, kind of banked on this trade, right? We had to be a little bit patient this morning, but that patience definitely paid off. So well done, everybody. Let's go, Rusty. Love that. Nice, Dwayne. Hopefully you banked on that. Yeah, I did get stuck kind of hanging out at that level for a little bit, but kept seeing dip buyers, right? All these candles kept showing us like bottom heavy. So we had reason to expect the defense. I would say the most frustrating element of this trade, right, was that my entry was 20 cents early, right? So I got a little bit FOMO-y with my entry because I saw that SPY was moving and I didn't want to miss it. And so when you chase, at least from my own experience, when I chase an entry higher and then I get stuck, that for me ends up being the most kind of like anxiety riddled trades. So when I chase an entry on price going higher and then it pulls back to a spot where I knew I should have been waiting for my entry in the first place, those are the trades that make me feel the worst. But I mean, it's not like I entered a trade where it was outside of my risk reward zone or something like that. Nice work, Judson. Was that in the eval account? Nice work, man. That's awesome. Well, enjoy your long weekend. Hopefully you're all done with the exams and stuff like that now, so you can actually properly relax. But that's great to hear, man. Fantastic work. Yeah, even though it's a good outcome, right? Good trade. Still things I probably could have done better here, right? So it's important to, even though we had a successful win here and it was a really nice win, biggest win of the week, right? It's important to also evaluate that, you know, if we improve our process here, right, we're making an extra $300, $400, $500, $600, right? You know, even maybe more depending on how you're trading, and maybe then you're scaling out less at that first profit target, right? You're doing all these little details that ultimately end up making you a bit more money. So when I watch this back and I edit up this video, I imagine that the main beef I'm going to hold with myself was that my entry was a little bit chasey, right? And I can tell that now. I almost knew it right away. So it's okay, right? Not the end of the world. Hold ourselves accountable, right? We judge our trades based on the process, not the outcome. The outcome certainly makes it easier to evaluate your process. But if we can have a winning trade here like this, and we can focus on making it better, right? All that does in the future is make us better traders, right? So the more that we can evaluate things based on, yeah, how we felt, how we traded, all that kind of stuff, right? The more that ends up making us big money in the future. So even though it was a good result, there was things I definitely could have done better here. And yeah, I got no shame saying that, right? So happy with this. I mean, I'm stoked. This is a great way to end the week, but yeah, still a bit annoyed with my entry. Maybe there's an element of this week like missing out the big follow through, right? So then when you see SPY ripping, QQQ ripping, and you know Microsoft is the biggest weighting in QQQ, the second biggest weighting in the SPY. Maybe I've FOMO'd myself in a little bit too much. Should look at things independently and but I can't complain too. And well done, everybody. That was awesome. Still trying to hold out for 330 if I can get it. We'll see if we can. Well, like I said, right, final profit target's going to be 330 if I can get it, about 55 cents away as is. And I've already got my order all set up for that. Stop loss is 328, and my hopefully fill I can get on this is 330. I got no reason to force anything here, right? Nice little ripper, nice little win. And we'll see if we still got a few leg left in this market. Those Fridays can sometimes be kind of melt up days. So hopefully we can keep getting a bit more further follow through, but we'll see. Maybe it looks like the indexes are a bit out of juice too. So no complaints though, guys. Pretty happy with this, all things considered. Anyone still holding any runners with me? No, that's not bad, D-Wayne. What'd you play? Just play the stocks with our options. I mean, nice win regardless, right? So can't really complain too much. What kind of returns you get on those? Not sure if you mentioned it. Sorry if I missed it. So watching for that 330 here, right? We're just about at that area. And that'll be my final take profit, right? I love that you bought yourself more time, by the way, D-Wayne. That's the right thing to do. Not bad. What was your scale out? What was your final scale out? That wasn't at you. That was index is kind of looking like they're rejecting here a little bit. Fair play. Do you remember what price that was on the underlying? Kind of debating closing here, to be honest. High volume rejection on the indexes makes me a little bit nervous. So saw a really big high vol 5-min hammer rejection on the SPY here. So once I saw that, I didn't think I was going to get a ton more follow through. I actually ended up being wrong on that decision. But I cut this trade early, took my $2 a share win, and on to the next one. All right, guys, I'm all out. Final close 329.55. I just do not like this index rejection. Oh, dude, that's great. A really high volume rejection there from the indexes, so I'm all out. So ultimately, a lot to like about this trade. Got really good follow through, biggest win of the week. Managed this trade really well, but I want to work on my entry timing here a little bit. Kind of got tricked into being a little bit FOMO-y on my entry, and I think that created extra anxiety that I didn't need in this trade. So happy with the result, but lots I can improve going forward. QQQ, straight line up, incredible.